Your point of sale is the most important piece of equipment in your restaurant. It is the thing that drives all other things. It's the thing that if it goes down, you're kind of screwed. And it's the thing that if it's not working right, you're kind of screwed. But if you could really use it properly, you can make your life a crap ton easier, make it more profitable, and make sure your staff is doing what they need to do when they need to do it and getting more revenue. It means that you've set it up properly. It also means that you've chosen the right one. And here's how you're gonna go about knowing what a POS can do on a very superficial top level to the things that I'm using it for with Andolini's Worldwide. Hi, I am Mike Bausch, owner of Andolini's Worldwide, a real-ass restaurant group in Tulsa, Oklahoma, with over 300 employees, 12 restaurants, and 7 brands. We've been open 20 years now. We don't suck. Google me, you will see, doesn't suck, Mike Bausch. And then you can believe what I'm saying is real based on real world knowledge and not theory of restauranting. By the end of this video, you will have some more actionable strategies of how to use your POS in a smarter, better way, and also knowing more about the point of sale system. And if your POS is just a nightmare for you, or you are super into it and want to take it up a notch in everything, then check out getunsliced.com. POS is a big part about what we talk about, along with how to be an operational owner that lives their life, not just working as a slave for their business. Additionally, how to use your metrics correctly, how to market efficiently, how to get great staff, all that stuff we cover in Get Unsliced. And right now, while you're thinking about the point of sale, I want you to think, out of this video, what would be my goal of what I would like to get out of this video? Comment on it right now before you even watch it. So that way we can then look at it and say, did I get you to your goals? Because if I didn't, I'm gonna respond to you with some real data, some real info. And if I did, well, hey, thumbs up. As an operator, I realize that a restaurant POS isn't something that just takes the order. It's not something that's just the thing in the wall. It really can move the needle, not just in your reporting, which tells you as a GPS to your goal, where are you going, but it'll tell you really, when done right, whether or not staff is doing what they should on their hours. It's gonna tell you if you have waste. It's gonna really give you just the easiest user experience for your customer so that they order more and order happily. These things happen when you have the right POS, but also set up correctly. Two big components, because you could have a great POS set up like garbage. You could have a horrible POS that you put all sorts of time into it and it still doesn't matter. Both need to work in tandem. All cards on the table, full transparency. We use Toast at all of our stores. In the past, I have used Hunger Rush. I have used Aloha, Micros, Squirrel. Put it this way, I've seen and done a lot of these. Speedline, blah, 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 blah. There's a ton of them, and they all have a few things in common and then a few things that are very different from each other. The biggest thing about Toast in the modern era is it's the iPhone play. If a POS company is also the credit card processor, then they are really not selling a POS. They're selling credit card processing, which is good for you. Think about your Apple iPhone. If you're not using an Apple iPhone, you're not gonna understand, and you're a green bubble and you're ruining the group chat. But if you are someone who understands that it's a holistic system when you're on Apple, with Apple, you're seeing, oh, I'm getting this potentially $4,000 computer in my pocket with an iPhone, but it gives me Apple Fitness, Apple Movie, TV, all these other things that they're monetizing you on. Well, that's what Toast has done, and a few other players in the game like Clover and Square. They want to get the credit card processing because there's hundreds of thousands of dollars in that. So if they get you in, they'll sell the POS probably cheaper than if it was just the POS. If you went 10 years into the past, the whole play was sell this POS and then hopefully we can sell them on the maintenance package that they never use. That was the hope. And then in 4 years, sell them another POS. That's not the play anymore. The play today is get them in this and then sell them a bunch of modules. Here's the beauty in that. Typically, the modules are cheaper than their components outside of it. What do I mean? If it was 10 years ago, if it was 2015, you would have to get a POS, a separate credit card processor, and let's say you want gift cards, you're gonna have to find a company who does gift cards and get them to integrate, and hopefully they do. But Mr. Gift Card Company needs to make their money. So it'll cost you a swipe fee and a monthly fee and a check-in fee and all sorts of other things, so it would just become an exorbitant amount of money. Today, when the company that sells the POS also sells the gift card, they're like, yeah, we wanna make some money on it, but it's not our bread and butter, so it's significantly cheaper. Additionally, because it's this company that made this thing, they work very seamless. It's A talking to A, not A talking to B. That is to your advantage. That's when the modules are working great. This is what I like to call the Swiss Army knife of POS. A Swiss Army knife is the knife, right? And then it's got all these other random things. If it has a bottle opener, I could trust a Swiss Army knife bottle opener. That's gonna open a bottle just fine. But is it Swiss Army knife scissors? Swiss Army knife scissors suck. I want a real ass pair of scissors compared to Swiss Army knife scissors. The bottle opener, same regardless. The knife, pretty much same regardless for a small ass knife. Scissors, they suck. So when you have a full suite, you have to ask yourself, is this the bottle opener or is this the Swiss Army knife scissors? In terms of gift card, that's a bottle opener. It's a tool that works even better and it's cheaper to your advantage. Another tool that you could see inside your restaurant with a POS is a KDS screen. This is definitely gonna work the best when it's made by the POS company. A KDS screen saves you on tickets. Now, some people like the tangible touching of tickets. They like to write on the tickets. They like to see how many tickets they have coming down the line. Other people are afraid of losing the ticket and they want just one station to tap what the next order is. There's pros and cons with each. What I like about a POS with a KDS screen is you could see what time the order went to the table. So not only what time you got the order, but what time the order left the kitchen. So you could actually see ticket times when you're using KDS effectively. That is a well-run KDS program, and it's something you can also use to up-level your POS systems. Another on-site tool you might debate is Reservations. With Toast, they have Toast tables. The competitors would be Open Table or Resi. Now, here's the real answer that I have on all three. Open Table, I'm not a fan of. They monetize you because they say, hey, we got you this listing and they clicked on it, now pay us. So you could say, is that good that they got us the listing or were they gonna find us anyway and I just got charged a bunch of money? Resi doesn't do that. If you're a high-end restaurant, Resi is a great, great program. It's also kind of expensive, but it's a great program. Now, Toast tables, if you just wanna say, hey, here's a table, there you go, no real fuss or muss, it's a simple-ass reservation program that integrates directly with your host stand, it's pretty damn awesome and cheaper. Not as robust as Resi, so if you're just, let's say for our pizza restaurants, we could use Toast tables. Our fine dining restaurants, it's Resi all day because there's so much predicated on having a great reservation experience for a fine dining customer. If you have a catering program, another module that integrates well with Toast is Toast Catering. Toast Catering is not the most robust of solutions today, but you're not worried, does it connect? Is this working right? It does a really good job at that. A competitor to that would be Honeybook or several other ones. If you like that one more and you find that the Toast version to be the Swiss Army knife scissors, then go with it. But it's bottle opener or Swiss Army knife scissors. It's a decision each time. When you go with the one that's built into your POS, it's typically cheaper and the integration is tight, but it'll have less or not as robust of solutions. That's the debate you're gonna continually walk through whenever deciding anything to connect to your POS. The online ordering experience, I am pretty emphatic. I think it works best to use the one built into your POS. Why? You'd never want lag time or something not connecting correctly when it comes to money and revenue coming into your restaurant. No matter how pristine the program, if there is even the most slightest chance that the online ordering won't connect or go down because of the POS's fault or the online ordering platform's fault, it is precarious. I prefer staying with one that you know integrates well, because it is the same thing. When it comes to table ordering, all things mobile order and pay, using a tablet at the table or a Toast handheld. Toast is really the industry leader. I don't think that's even a debate. The handheld that Toast has created is very, very solid. We call them toasters. They are awesome. I'm not shilling for Toast right now. I'm just telling you, I have not seen anyone come close to it. And I think other people would agree. Ability to go to the table, especially on a big table, and get everyone's order and hit send and not have another 10 minutes of putting that order in, or the potential mistyping in of an order is going to save you in the long run thousands of dollars. And that's why it pays for itself. When we talk about integrations, no POS has their own delivery arm. So they all have to work with the third parties, but how do they do it? If you have something like a Chowly or an Olo that's taking a bunch of different platforms like Uber, DoorDash, Grubhub, and putting them all together and then giving it to Toast, or you might directly connect. I prefer going with one choice. We just use DoorDash. That might not be an option for you, but when it comes to the integration, you wanna make sure the API is clean and that you can trust the ordering. And If the ordering from you, the direct order from you, is connected into a module like DoorDash Drive, you could then ensure that you are able to send the order from your website with a delivery arm. And that, I think, is the best version of it. And that's one example of an integration. There are hundreds of things that can integrate. Just like the App Store on an iPhone, you're gonna see a ton of different API integrations that are verified from your POS company. On the Toast integrations panel, it doesn't even list all of them, but several. Some of my favorites are Ovation, 7 Shifts, and DoorDash. Now, for us, we use 7 Shifts. You could use Toast's preferred one that they've created called Sling that was made to mimic 7 Shifts. That's your choice. You might use Toast's payroll or your own payroll. All these things are choices of whether or not you want to go with yours or theirs. A great POS company is gonna be seamless, but typically not as robust, which leads into our next one, which is customer engagement, connecting with the customer on a human level. Here's the best example of an integration gone right and wrong. Look at email marketing. Now, when you use something like a Toast email marketing, you're gonna find out exactly how many dollars your email turned into, not the open rate, not how many total people clicked through, but truly, when you sent out an email about this new burger, how many dollars did it turn into? Well, Toast email loyalty can give you that. But with something like MailChimp or Constant Contact, you're gonna be able to do a lot more with integrations and drip flows and all sorts of other things. This is where it becomes a kind of a sticky debate. Do you wanna get that information direct with an email marketing built into your POS? Or do you wanna have a more robust email program, even if you don't get that actionable data? That's a hard Sophie's choice of email marketing. Your call at that point. But these are the things you wanna make conscientious decisions about before going all in. These things work better when you're really using your POS as a CRM. That's right, a CRM, a customer relations management tool. That's what your POS is now become in the modern era. It's not simply the order taker. It's so much more than that. It can save you money when you use a scheduler, whether it's Sling or 7 Shifts or what have you, to say, hey, we set up a schedule where Tom was gonna work 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And we can see through this variance report that he actually worked till 4 p.m. We have a lost hour in there. Why did he work an extra hour? Were we busy? Looks like we weren't even busy then. What's going on? Do I talk to Tom? Do I talk to the manager? You wouldn't know this at all in the previous world. You would just say, hey, we went high on labor this week. I don't know, boss. It was a busy week. Okay. That's the beauty of using actionable data. If you want more on that, we talk about that in Unsliced. But truly, to take your data and use it to work for you means you know the ideal KPIs you're gonna be pulling from this POS. KPIs being key performance indicators. These KPIs are gonna help you manage your food costs and your payroll expenses better. And potentially your inventory. Again, another very popular thing that people are talking about today is inventory management tools like Extra Chef, Margin Edge, Craftable. There's a ton of them. Extra Chef now is owned by Toast, and you could use it and it's gonna integrate very cleanly. Is it the best? A lot of people like it, but you might have a preference with another one. It's gonna be cheaper than most of the other options, so therefore it's a debate. Here's a word of caution. Do not go down the road of any of them until you have your full menu built out, all your recipes built out, down to the gram that you've priced it out yourself. You should own all that data before you then place it into an app. Do not buy the app and then spend 8 months building out the data because it's their data now and you just wasted 8 months of a subscription fee. Don't do that. Do it this way, especially with the tools that I provide where you just learn it, get it, and own it on your terms, and then decide if an inventory management program is worth the investment. It very well could be for you, but it might not be if you do things in a particular manner where it's just never gonna be data you can trust. So understand this, the POS game has shifted. I have said a few things that I care about when it comes to me deciding a POS. I went with Toast. You might go with something else. Good for you. Choose whatever you like. Do not choose your POS based upon how cool the rep is. Go in deep about all the things you want this thing to do, and then go through all the platform options that it can provide. Look at your credit card processing, get a great rate, and know that you're building a partnership with this company, not this person, but this company of what you're going to be pretty much married to for this business for an extended period of time. Because changing POSs is a lot like getting a restaurant divorce. Who has what we sold 2 years ago? go. Where's our online ordering? Hold on, do this. It's a nightmare. So you gotta take a lot of care in this decision. Choose a company that's going to grow, that's gonna be around in 5 years, and that has all the options, not for just what you need today, but for where you want to be in 5 to 10 years. That's really important. And if you don't plan to grow at all, and you really like the user interface of what you currently got, and it's kind of bushly, but you enjoy it, then by all means, stay with that. But if you're looking to potentially go into a kiosk, potentially go and have mobile pickup, catering, and you're not there yet, but you want something that's gonna work with you, then you gotta make a smart decision based upon those future options. Hey, and if you dug this POS convo that you and I just had with me doing all the talking, then like, subscribe, and enjoy the rest of my videos. And if you really wanna say, hey, I like what this guy's talking about, maybe I trust him because he's an actual restaurant owner and doesn't like to BS me, because that's what I am, then just go to getunsliced.com, book a call, see if it's for you, and take your restaurant game up to another level, because I want you to win like we're winning, and that's what it's all about. It doesn't need to be that hard. I'm Mike Bausch, Unsliced Restaurant System. Point of sales, choose the right one for you, and never half-ass that decision.